Hey guys, Sableye VGC here, and welcome back to another episode of Crazy Climbing. I guess we're gonna do Crazy Climbing on Showdown for the time being, just because we're in between formats right now, and I don't know, it's the Series 9 to me is kind of over, and I'm assuming everybody's trying to get a head start on that Series 10. So I might throw the odd Series 9 video in there. I'm also thinking of getting some Series 10 best of threes on the channel versus some other players, which would be cool. Get some live commentary on those. I think that'll be really good for the channel. Everybody does tier lists, guys. Not a big tier list kind of guy, because I think half of them are always wrong. If you guys want to see that from me, let me know. But we're gonna get a good battle here. We got an interesting team. We're fairly low ladder right now, guys. So hopefully you're gonna jump through some games fairly quickly. Get a good chunk of games in here for you today. But we've got Xerneas. I'm gonna use this time to just experiment with some old favorites, right? Like Toxicroak to me was something that was always interesting, right? Like it does a very good job versus Xerneas. It's AV, it's got the fake out, it's got the poison jab. Calyrex Shadow actually gives it a nice little chance with a sucker punch, so also very nice as well. Walls out Kyogre. So it definitely has room in this matchup, and I think it's something to consider. So we're gonna try it here on the Xerneas team. Let's see. Venusaur, T-Tar, Torkoal. Okay, nothing too crazy here. Like I should just be able to pivot into, like, I just go Volcarona, right? The one problem with Volcarona is T-Tar, but I go Volcarona Croak. Xern in the back, I get that set up. And I think Rillaboom actually wraps this up nicely, deals with T-Tar, secondary answer, and then also deals with that Blastoise. So we're gonna go with this. It's nice. It's so weird without Dynamax. I personally love it. I've been around for a while, and when Dynamax happened, it just didn't feel like VGC to me. So having no Dynamax again, it seems like more. To me, VGC is like a puzzle, right? And every game you want to solve and get to the end game, right? And without Dynamax, to me, it's just more of that again. And I'm very happy to have it kind of quote unquote be reunited. This is actually a great lead for my opponent though. I have to fake out one and probably pivot into Xern to some extent. And I think because of that, Incineroar is most likely going to fake out here. Could drop a Flare Blitz though, which is very concerning. I have to kind of just accept the fact and just try to fake out Torkoal here, because Torkoal's Eruption is arguably scarier than fake out or Flare Blitz from Incineroar. Perfect. Perfect. So they opt for the low kick, I guess. They opt for the fake out, which is absolutely perfect. We get good chip damage onto that Incineroar. As long as there's no Roar, which I'd imagine picks up some sort of progress. We're gonna get the Parting Shot. I mean, at the end of the day here, I'm still sitting here at +1. I'm gonna lose Torkoal to this Eruption because I'm dry skin. That's not surprising. The important part here is Volcarona comes back in. I protect Xerneas and get a Heat Wave off, and from there I should literally be all but good. There's one concern, and that would be this Venusaur still outpacing my Xerneas. On this team, I am a little bit of a bulkier Xern. We do see the Sledge Bomb. To me, that means it's not going to be... We get the burn too, so I don't even have to worry about that. I was going to say that means it's not going to be Sand, Sleep Powder, but we do see the burn go down, take it down, so we don't have to worry about that at all. And this is where things get a little bit odd, because Hitmontop comes in, which is fine. Arguably, no real issues there. I mean, I just Moonblast Heat Wave again, right? Like, Torkoal's not killing Xern. Yeah, you can fake it out all you want. Heat Wave gets me some decent chip damage here. Yeah, they're gonna actually switch out the Hitmontop with eject button, which is nice. Incineroar coming back in. I guess they cycle fake out now. Eruption coming out. Volcarona, of course, gonna survive that, so. Unfortunately, Toxicroak did nothing but click fake out. But at the end of the day, we protect here. And honestly, I have Heat Wave again. This game should all but be over. Like, I'm pretty sure Gleam probably kills both. I do have to worry about the hard pivot back into Hitmontop right there, which would have been something. But Heat Wave, Torkoal's actually going to live on 1, which is arguably best case scenario for me. Because now they don't get fake out pressure right now. +1 Moonblast, I actually don't know if that kills the instant. So I'm going to play it safe and go Gleam fake out. They can't make a hard switch into Hitmontop. That will take the knockout, so fake out goes into there. Torkoal acts faster thanks to Quick Claw, which could have actually messed up this game had they killed Rillaboom there. But Dazzle Gleam not going to take out that instant. Moonblast probably would have, looking back on that. I mean, I fail to see us losing this. I do worry about Hitmontop to some extent. I'm going to protect, and I'm actually going to Wood Hammer the Hitmontop. Just get the Hitmontop out of here as soon as possible, and from there we should all but be all but good. Yeah, Zern's gonna click protect. We're gonna get the fake out into Zern, which is perfect. Woodhammer's gonna pick off that Hitmontop, and now Zern flips off this instant in the endgame. They can blitz all they want. Had it killed me, I still would have won. It didn't kill me. They died a recall, so perfect. Back on to the next game. But yeah, like I said, guys, I expect to be breezing through some of these games. I mean, the Showdown ladder just got started, so I don't expect too much. But speaking of breezing through some of these games, Necrozma Duskmane is, I think, something super underrated. So seeing that's very, very interesting. And guys, if I do anything on Showdown that, you know, isn't normal for Showdown content, I apologize, but I normally don't create Showdown content. I just definitely wanted to get some Series 10 content out for you guys that maybe wasn't a best of 3. Some exploratory stuff where I can use some more unique stuff, you know? Some niche picks, like Talonflame is something else that I really want to try out. Probably get that in for an episode as well. Let's see. Toxicroak probably not going to make an appearance right now. I mean, it does decent versus Togekiss. The dry skin is nice for Fish's Rend as well off that Dracovish, so it's not like a terrible lead. It also hits the Porygon and it also hits the T-Tar, so maybe actually it isn't bad. The biggest concern is that Necrozma, and if I can't deal with that, I'm going to have issues. But I think for the sake of this, I'm going to load up Toxicroak Zern with Volcarona in the back and in Instinct. I think with these, I should just be able to pivot around long enough. But yeah, they're gonna go all out here, just, you know, shut down this Toxicroak. So I don't know if I necessarily like this. However, I think they're just gonna go flare. I'm gonna say, you know what? They can't kill Toxicroak and stop Zern from setting up. So they're either gonna stop Zern and let Toxicroak live, or they're gonna kill Toxicroak and let Zern get set up. They're just gonna Snarl, which is perfect because that to me means they've done neither. I get my Geomancy here. I think I pivot into Instant here, and I'm just gonna go for the... I'll Moonblast into the Necro. If they try to Trick Room, I have Flare Blitz into that, so I think that's perfectly fine here. Entei, like I said, isn't too big of a deal. Xerneas is probably dead here in the long run anyways. It's actually gonna be Weakness Policy Necro. Trick Room would still be ideal for me here. Perfect. No complaints about the Trick Room going up. I actually don't know if a Flare Blitz kills. So I'm going to fake out, and I think I just Dazzle. Just get chip damage on everything. Yeah, they're going to protect, which is fine. I would have liked the Moonblast there, but Snarl again, that's fine. Just brings me back to neutral. I mean, at this point, Xerneas is kind of, don't want to say done its job, but it was never really going to be a sweeper on this set. I do need to keep it for that Dracovish, though. So there's a few ways I can do this, and I think I'm going to do it this way. I think this covers it a little bit better, where I pivot out Xerneas, get Volcarona in to potentially burn the Necro. Incineroar should be slower, so I get the Parting Shot off, so it brings it back to neutral. Toxicroak comes in for the Incineroar. It's unlikely that they go for a Psychic move into that. And basically here, we're going to get some pivots. Yeah, Volcarona eats that Flame Body. No, never lucky with the Flame Body. But, you know, this actually still works out very well for us. I go for the Fake Out into Necro, and I could burn it just straight up, but I don't know if that's really worth it here. I do worry about just a Sacred Fire going into Croak, so I'm actually going to pivot back into Incineroar, and I think I'm just going to Heat Wave. Just get chip damage. I'm not doing a lot, but a little bit better than nothing. So this is the one problem. There's the Photon Geyser right into the Incineroar. Incineroar is going to take that. We're going to get the Heat Wave, but this is the problem I found with Necrozma every time I use it. It was Weakness Policy, and I still have it here after the Weakness Policy at -1. You know, to me, it just... That's a bit much to me, you know, like, it's not worth it in my opinion, but regardless, I guess I go Croak. I don't really want Volk to die here, so I'm going to switch into Croak, get the Fake Out onto Necro. It should be in low kick range at this point. I guess this was one mistake that I could have seen coming. Maybe I should have considered that. I guess I should have faked out. That's my bad. I get the special attack drop on the Entei. It's just going to Heat Wave. It's actually special Entei, so no Sacred Fire at all. I'm going to go Zern just because I have to chip this Entei somehow. Flare Blitz will kill the Necro, and I just Moonblast into the Entei. I don't have much of a pivot right now, which is a little unfortunate. But they're just going to Snarl. Flare Blitz still kills Necro here. I should be faster thanks to the speed drop. Of course, that actually gets the crit and picks up the knockout. So that critical hit might just win us the game. It definitely allows me to reposition Xerneas right now. Unfortunately, I can't get the Geo up. We've already wasted that opportunity here. We're going to get T-Tar and Dracovish. Now, this looks to be Sand Rush to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sack Volcarona and just give myself a good old protect on Zern. If Volcarona survives the turn, it's phenomenal. There's the Fish's Friend, which is as expected. We're going to see the Dragon Dance there. So Volcarona is actually going to survive this turn, which is good and bad. I kind of wanted it to go down there. I'm going to Rage Powder, get the Vish into my Volcarona, and I think I just Moonblast. If it kills the Dracovish, there's a chance. Hopefully there's no, yeah, they're just going to Fish's Friend. Flame Body? Okay, that's something. It's going to die here anyways. Rock Slide at +1's not going to kill my Zern. Moonblast is going to go into Vish, and it does take it down. Okay. So, this is where things get interesting. I think I Fake Out. Part of me really wants to go for the second Geo, because I don't think going for a Moonblast into this thing actually helps me, ever. I think it just comes down to, does Xerneas live a Rock Slide? I really don't see any other way that we do this, and I need to get myself faster than this T-Tar again. So because of that, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do here. I'm going to try and pivot this one back, but we're going to go to Geomancy, going to get that up. Not going to work immediately, but I need to dodge a Rock Slide, and I guess I could have gone for the Moonblast crit. Would have technically been also a fair point. Would have been a fair play, but they're just going to Earthquake. Earthquake T-Tar is interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it's to proc a policy, potentially. That's just a good game. I mean, Xerneas into this, I don't think was ever supposed to win, but I do think I could have pivoted that a little bit better. But we're going to get another game here. I think we can probably do 3, maybe 4 games here in about 20 minutes. That's what I want to keep this. I don't want to keep this too long, but Ludicolo. Ludicolo is another one I'm actually kind of interested in. It normally does well. Like, I've seen a lot of people comparing this to VGC 2019 Sun Series, but with 1 restricted. And Ludicolo is one of those mons that just kind of stands out all the time. It's a rain abuser, and I said this in, I believe, either on stream or a previous episode somewhere, that if you have a way to abuse a weather, you have some sort of niche use. And I just see that with Ludicolo right now. It's something I do want to explore along with Talonflame as well. So I'd imagine we're going to get a few of those Pokemon in here next time, but for now, Rillaboom looks fantastic. I don't want either of my 2 fire types. Toxicroak actually doesn't look bad at all here. The biggest concern would be that Pelipper. However, I think I can get away with like something like Toxicroak, Xerneas, late game Regieleki, and Rillaboom. I think to some extent that should work. But Pelipper Ludicolo is coming out here, and this is perfectly fine. They have the faster Fake Out, but go ahead and do that, because if you Fake Out Toxicroak, I get the Geo, and if you Fake Out Xerneas, we trade Fake Outs. And to me, that's perfectly fine. I guess you go for the Hurricane now? They didn't. They actually faked out Toxicroak. So they just gave me this Tailwind up, which I'm perfectly fine with. I have 0 complaints. I mean, I just Poison Jab Gleam. I mean, Pelipper will not be faster than Xerneas. Ludicolo, however, on the other hand, will be. Ludicolo is not a threat to kill anything, though. I don't know about that. I feel like you have to Fake Out Zern. Wide Guard, that's a good play. Ice Beam goes into the Croak. Croak, of course, is going to eat that very nicely. Wide Guard's a good play. That is a niche I guess Pelipper has. I completely forgot to consider. Poison, I do get the Poison. A little bit lucky right there. Sometimes you just call it. And Ludi's going to go down. So we do get to kill that turn. And the big thing here is they've gained nothing. This is the thing about Xerneas. A lot of people try to pivot and they're like, oh, we can just Wide Guard, you know, when we stop it. But if you're Wide Guarding against Xerneas, and you're not doing damage with the other slot, you're not gaining a whole lot. And that's the exact thing that happened here, right? They Wide Guard, yeah, they shut down my Dazzling Gleam, but they gained no damage output. They didn't chip my Xerneas into range of anything. They didn't roar out my Zern. They didn't Whirlwind out to Zern. They didn't go for, you know, some sort of kill on Toxicroak. You know, yeah, sure, they got the Dazzling Gleam call, but they gained nothing after that. So I think here we're just going to go for a nice little Poison Jab into the Pelipper to break a Sash, and I'll go for a Moonblast into Ogre here. Origin Pulse, just going to hit the Toxicroak's Dry Skin. Going to miss the Xerneas, actually. Not going to be too big of a deal, because Zern would have tanked that at +2 special defense, but we are going to dodge. Going to be very, very nice for us there. I just doubled the Raichu right now, and they can only Fake Out 1. Same thing as last time. They're going to Nuzzle, that's fine. Moonblast probably goes off. They're going to Hurricane, that doesn't even kill thanks to the AV on Toxicroak. Poison Jab kills the Raichu, and given the fact that the game is over here, yeah, there's no Sash. Okay. I think that was quick enough for us to do one more. So we'll go ahead and do one more here. So 2-1 right now is Zern. Not terrible. I'm probably just going to feature... You know what? I'm probably going to try to feature each restricted once here. is kind of the concept I want to go with here. Just try to feature a restricted once, one time. This is a rather interesting Hail team. I don't know what I'm gonna say here. I don't know if there's much to actually say here. Volcarona looks great. I believe none of the Sand Rush users actually outpace Aleki in with the sand, so I'm gonna go Aleki Volt. The biggest concern about this would be Mamoswine, but I'm not overly concerned there. I bring Incineroar in for some fake out. Okay, go Toxicroak Zern. I don't even need Instant. Yes, there's 4 ice types and I'm not bringing Incineroar. Call me crazy, but we're featuring Toxicroak and Xerneas, so why not? Okay. Phalanx, Ninetales. I mean, I just go E-Web's Heat Wave, right? Does anybody see a reason not to? I mean, okay, they have Defiance on the Phalanx, but Phalanx's special defense is very, very poor. Ninetales is probably just trying to set up an Aurora Veil here for it. So we're not going to let it do that. We're going to get this special, the speed down first. Obviously, the Defiance is fine. Heat Wave is coming out, does a good chunk, kills the Ninetales, takes away any sort of thing they go for. No retreat, just puts them back to neutral speed, but everything's still faster for me here. I'm still faster than everything on their team. They bring in the Sand Slash, I'm going to slow that down as well. Actually, do I just Thunderbolt the Phalanx? That may just be the better play. Nah, let's slow it down. Let's slow it down. It's a bit greedy, but Electro Web kills it anyways, so it's perfectly fine. Sand Slash gonna go out, gonna pick off that, Volcaron's gonna pick off that Sand Slash, and this one's over, guys. Yeah, I don't know about this team. There's actually not even a restricted, I just realized that right now. Mamoswine coming in right now. I mean, I'll just let myself go down and I'll Heat Wave. Thunderbolt, of course, not gonna do anything into the Mamo. Heat Wave goes out. Mamoswine actually takes that very well. Is that Thick Fat? That took that really, really well. It could be AV as well. Toxicroak's gonna come in, and I just low kick to end this one. I guess I should Rage Powder, but if it's Earthquake, Rage Powdering is actually a throw. So I'm actually faster than the Mamoswine, which kind of odd, but you know what? Not a bad start to this. I'm not, like I said before, guys, not a huge fan of Showdown. I'd love to get out of it, but we'll probably do a few episodes on Showdown while we wait for Series 10 to actually commence. With that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll throw some best of 3s in here in game because, I don't know, in game to me is just way better. But with that, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.